my name is Greg, the political vigilante. Okay, we've been talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. One of the videos I did last week when the judge threw out her appeal. So basically her sentencing is coming in June. I forget the exact date, but in June they're going to sentence her. So she's supposedly in jail. Again, we have seen no photos of her, no mugshots, nothing, only sketch drawings. I say that every time because until we see her in a mugshot or a perp walk or something, it's peculiar to me. It's just peculiar to me. But what's been this House of Maxwell doc series is out and they're dropping a new episode. And I said last week that they're going to try to use this doc series, and there's a book out as well, about how Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Robert Maxwell, he was a mean, abusive guy. So, she's just a victim. Oh, no. Plenty of people had abusive parents that didn't end up being rapists, sex trafficking, pedophiles. So, boo-hoo. Sorry. My dad was an alcoholic. I don't sex traffic. I'm not a pedophile. So I don't really care that was you had bad childhood. She's a monster and she's in jail. But again, so what new evidence is sort of coming out about her relationship to Prince Andrew. And I think what is happening is the British royals, who have a long history of pedophiles. I mean, Jimmy Savile was a TV star in the 80s who had ties to the British royal family. And he was this awful, I don't know that, I haven't studied that much about it, but he's very well known in Britain as this awful pedophile. It was a kid's show. It was awful. He was getting kids for the royals and this and that. So the royal family, the British royal family, has had a long history of protecting pedophiles. There's a lot of rumors that that's why, what was it, Prince Harry? I forget. I can't keep track of rich kids, but the redhead one who married the American actress, they left and now they're living in America. And there's a lot of rumor that, they knew about the pedophiles within the royal family. There's always a rumor. And again, it's hard. This is purely speculation. I don't have any hard evidence to back this up. Not that I've done much digging, but there's also rumors, and this could just be conspiracy talk on the internet, but that Princess Di recognized or was going to uncover the pedophiles within the royal family, and then she had her car accident. So that I like dealing in just as much fact as we can, but there's just a lot of swirling around the royal family. So Prince Andrew was a couch potato before Ghislaine Maxwell's friendship, the Duke's friend claims. This just came out April 11th. Prince Andrew went from being a couch potato to a man about town when he became friends with Ghislaine Maxwell, a friend of the Duke once revealed. Remember that interview he did 2 years ago when he was just I didn't know Ghislaine. She was just like a +1. I lost my sweat glands in the war. Nonsense. God, it was nonsense. Watch if you're on YouTube, watch my Epstein playlist. You can see all these videos that I've done. The second episode of House of Maxwell airs tonight and delves deeper into Ghislaine Maxwell's relationship with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Again, I say this all the time. He's a disgraced financier. Oh, okay. Ted Bundy was kind of a disgraced, he didn't do well at dating. Disgraced financier. That's what we're calling the most notorious pedophile sex trafficker is a disgraced financier. This is how they just sugarcoat all of this. I've shown you all the stories where they refuse to call Ghislaine Maxwell a pedophile. She wasn't even allowed to be charged with sexual assault or sexual assault with a minor. Wasn't even allowed to be charged with it, even though numerous victims said she participated. And again, in her trial, only 4 victims were brought by the prosecution, which was James Comey's daughter, to testify, even though there's dozens of women they could have brought forward. In the Harvey Weinstein case, there was days and also I'm blanking on his name, the U.S. gymnastics physician. They brought up dozens of women to as testimony. Only 4 for Maxwell. But what's also coming out here is the long history with the royals, okay? So there's Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to show you in a second. This in the green outfit, this is Ghislaine Maxwell. There's Prince Andrew. Okay, this is in 2000 at some royal dumb hat event. We're all going to wear our dumb hats out. So I told you there's the green. There she is. There's the rat-faced pedophile. I'm not sure that guy is, but I bet you he's important. I've shown you photos of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein in Bill Clinton's. They were invited to his Oval Office, which the amount of security clearance you have to go through to get that close to the president is unbelievable. In the 90s, I've shown you how they were friends. There's numerous photos of these, all of them partying with Trump in the 80s and the 90s. It just keeps like this. We just found this one. I think the royal family is going to hang him out to dry. That's my guess, because this is what we know from the ruling elites, the pedophiles, is if there's anybody, if it gets close to that, they're all going to be revealed. They will just always hang someone out to dry. Epstein was middle management. Maria Farmer said that in her interview with Whitney Webb, right? We know that. So Epstein was very expendable. And this, I mean, that's the way criminal organizations work. That's the way the mob works. Some mid-level guy gets busted and they're worried he's going to squeal to reveal the mob boss. That guy gets taken out. So Jeffrey Epstein hung himself with a paper T-shirt in July of 2019. About a month or so ago, Jean-Luc Brunel, who was arrested around the same time, him, Brunel, Peter Nygaard, and Ghislaine Maxwell were all arrested right around December of 2020. I did videos on all that. In the middle of all this, is Russia going to invade Ukraine? Is it the war in Ukraine? Ukraine? Jean-Luc Brunel hung himself in prison. I did a video on it. No one's talked about it. Nothing in the corporate media. Literally, it was like on the ticker. Most of the news stations put it on the ticker. So they can say, oh, we covered it. I think one channel that I saw, and there might be others, but there's no like deep dive, like, well, how did this happen? How really Epstein and Brunel both killed themselves in prison? This seems fishy to me. They don't bring on any, like literally, they don't bring on any detectives. They don't bring on anybody. Oh, they're too busy talking about spending taxpayer dollars on never-ending war. Last month, Andrew paid a finance settlement to Miss Giuffre, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who was an Epstein victim, and she talked about how Prince Andrew assaulted her. Reported to be as much as 12 million pounds, English pounds. The settlement was not an admission of guilt. That was for me. And then I showed you this. Ghislaine Maxwell sentencing could give Prince Andrew accuser new platform. So I think they're hanging Prince Andrew out to dry. I think Ghislaine, either they found her kill switch. I told you, I firmly believe she has some sort of hard drive with all this. She has access to all this stuff. And again, like I did this on TikTok. Like I did this video out on TikTok where I'm just out in nature in this like beautiful hike. And I'm like, oh, isn't it peaceful listening to the birds? And then no one's brought up all of the hard drives, all of the people. How come none of these people have been named? Maxwell hasn't named anybody. So they're doing what they always are going to do. Oh, Epstein killed himself. Oh, Sandusky, he was a one-off. Was Sandusky getting kids for alumni at Penn State? No, we don't know. Joe Paterno died. Sorry, got him. Bad guy. You know, the Catholic Church does this. We got the few bad apple priests. Pedophiles aren't systemic in the Catholic Church. No. Even though there's all this concrete evidence going all the way to the Vatican that they've covered it up. No, it's always the same pattern. I'm showing you the same pattern. So you would think in this trial of Maxwell, all these big names would have come out. We've seen all when Epstein got arrested in the summer of 19, we showed all the footage of the FBI bringing just those hand trucks full of documents and hard drives and photo. Where's all, none of that has been released, and none of it will get released. I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong. I want justice for the victims, and I want this global pedophile ring stopped. But when you're the richest, most powerful people in the world, you control everything. So these are show trials. They're show trials. So this got denied, and she's either going to get some type of tough sentencing, or there's going to be a plea. Like if she gives a bunch of people up to get a lighter sentence, that'll be interesting. But the people she would give up are the most powerful people in the world. They've killed Brunel, which probably might have been a message to Jolene. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. I guarantee you they brought her a newspaper saying your boy Gene Luke, who they were friends, of course, and there's photos of them like goofing off on Epstein's island. You know, that's our, they're going to try to get an appeal. Then this is to try to paint her as innocent victim because daddy was mean. But, you know, we got to show all this stuff again. Like this is, they're all friends. The wealthy elites are all friends. They've been friends. There's so many photos. There's Maxwell with the Clintons, the Trumps. They're all in on it. There's Bill Gates, who actively blocked giving the COVID vaccine patent to poor countries so they could just make it for free and help themselves. He actively denied the vaccine for poor third world countries. So anyone's like, oh, the vaccine. No, the vaccine's effective. He doesn't want poor people to get it because he wants COVID to run wild and just kill a bunch of poor people because he's a eugenicist, as was Epstein. Because he's been vaccinated. He's dead. The executor of his will is this man right here, who's the head of the CFO of the Gates Foundation. It's just, I mean, come on. Like, it's just, like, how many times, you know, these photos are the tip of the iceberg, and they won't reveal them. What is probably on is a hard drive, because we know this, that in Epstein's compounds, plural, were these horrifying like sex rooms where he videotaped all of it, and he used that as leverage. And that tactic has been, we've shown you, it's been used by the CIA, by the FBI, the Finders cult, which does not have ties to Epstein, but used similar tactics and horrifying shit. This is what they do. So this evidence is out there. They have it. The FBI has it, but they're not going to use it because when the world is run by sex trafficking billionaires, they can get away with anything. And they're going to give a little show trial, because I said to you this, when Epstein killed himself in prison, they were like, this is bad press. Everyone's asking too many questions. So that's why they barely talked about Brunel. No one's talked about Brunel. No one. Me. No one has talked about Brunel. We're talking about Will Smith. We're talking about Ukraine. We're talking, you know, like, and not that Ukraine isn't serious, but I've done videos. I'm going to do more showing you how it's, you know, it's just for the money. It's just pumping up for the military industrial complex for their profits. But it's, I'm going to keep covering it. I mean, this show's been so throttled, man. I've been demonetized for 14 months, probably because I've been covering all this Epstein stuff. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. That's all we know how to do here, right? Thanks for supporting us. Shave your knuckles for justice. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a P.O. box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.